Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. If you'd like to see more information about this podcast, or if you'd like to see more of my free resources, just go to my website. It's risetothegoodlife.com. But for now, I really hope that you enjoy this podcast, and if you do, then I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe on iTunes and leave a positive review so that more people can have the chance to listen to this great work. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. The very first step that anyone must take when they begin their journey to personal growth and the accomplishment of their goals is to become clear on exactly what it is that they want. There can be no other start to a person's journey, because without a clearly defined vision of some point in the future, and without a clear path by which one will arrive there, one cannot begin to make progress in that direction. As it turns out, Seneca had similar thoughts on the matter. He said, quote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." End quote. Think about it like this. You wouldn't start a business without a business plan, and you wouldn't go into battle without a battle plan. So why would you live your life without a life plan? Having a clear vision of who you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to achieve will completely transform your ability to take the resources available to you and turn them into a life that you want. Not only must we be clear on what we want out of life, but we need to be clear about what will truly make us happy and fulfilled. Seneca speaks about this in the following passage, quote, "So long, in fact, as you remain in ignorance of what to aim at and what to avoid, what is essential and what is superfluous, what is upright and what is honorable conduct and what is not, it will not be traveling but drifting. All this hurrying from place to place won't bring you any relief, for you're traveling in the company of your own emotions, followed by your troubles all the way." End quote. So let's take a closer look at what Seneca is really saying here. First, he suggests that we no longer remain ignorant of what to aim at and what to avoid. Now, if I was to look at this from a Stoic perspective, then I might very well suggest that you set your aim at things like happiness, love, friendship, personal growth, study, learning, simple living, and contentedness. These are all things that people can search for and find at any stage in their life, with a few exceptions. Now, on the other hand, the thing that you should avoid, if looking from a Stoic perspective, would be an unbridled appetite for wealth, fame, approval, and possessions. See, from a Stoic point of view, you can be truly happy without money, but if your happiness is completely dependent on your current level of affluence, then you'll never be happy. Now, let me look at this from the perspective of a Stoic who also wants to have all the nice things in life. You must become very clear on exactly what you want in life, even if that means that you want a nice house, lots of money, and 2 BMWs in your garage. But then, once you know what you want, you need to be brave enough to ask yourself why you want it. For example, maybe you only think that you need $1 million to be happy, but the truth is that all you really need is to pay off your debts and to make enough money to feel financially secure. You might think that you want a nice car, but really what you want is the feeling that other people admire you. And that's something that can and should be achieved without the aid of a nice car. I actually believe that to be a modern Stoic, one doesn't need to give up on aspirations and goals for the future, but rather one must accompany these goals with a sound questioning of their origins within the heart and mind. Life should be a constant striving for a worthwhile goal, all the while realizing how little we actually need in order to be completely happy. So become clear on the things that you must aim at, and the things that you should be avoiding. I also think that this is a good time to point out that Stoics should not shun affluence. Seneca was one of the most affluent people of his time, and Marcus Aurelius was one of the emperors of Rome, with a level of fame and wealth that we could scarcely imagine. The ancient Stoics did not believe that we shouldn't have nice things, but rather they believed that we should not need nice things, and we should not let our desire for wealth and fame interfere with the ultimate goal, which is virtue. So, moving on, what is the next thing that we must be clear on? Well, Seneca says that we must not be ignorant about what is essential and what is superfluous. So again, ask yourself and answer completely honestly, what is it that actually is essential in your life? Do you really need all of the clutter? Do you need the approval of the crowd? Do you need to have the finest cars and the nicest jewelry? If you are completely honest with yourself, I'm almost certain that you will find that none of this is essential. Only love, human connections, purpose, health, and peace of mind is essential. And these are things that can be acquired without the aid of money and without the aid of status. But again, to argue on the side of the person who wants to have it all, the purpose and joy that comes from the journey towards our aspirations is well worthwhile. Make note also that it is the journey that is worthwhile and essential in life, not the end result. What truly matters is that you are striving for a worthy goal, one that will make you a better person to achieve it. So look for happiness, joy, love, connections, purpose, and adventure in the journey to your ideal life. If you can only ever enjoy the end result, which is not essential to your joy and fulfillment, then you'll never find the true happiness that is available to you in life. But if you will enjoy every moment of the journey, then you can have all the essentials in life at any time in your path. Why do you think it is that at the end of a person's life, they are most often thinking about relationships and people, and not about their wealth? This is because the closer we come to death, the better we understand what we truly need to live life. So always work towards understanding the essentials of life. The next thing that Seneca suggests that we become educated on is what is upright and honorable conduct and what is not. I take this to mean that we must develop a keen vision of the character that we wish to develop in life. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of values do you want to hold dear? What beliefs do you subscribe to? What will you stand up for in life and what will you not accept? How do you conduct the business in your life? Are you a person of integrity? You must be clear on what is right and what is wrong, and then you must decide who you will be. The person who takes the time to clearly define her ideal character and then develop it within herself will rarely find trouble facing life's challenges. You must be intelligent enough to know who you want to be and then to follow that vision until you become that person. Finally, Seneca suggests that if you don't get clear on all of these things, then your life will not be traveling but drifting, and all this hurrying from place to place won't bring you any relief, for you're traveling in the company of your own emotions, followed by your troubles all the way. The truth is that you will take you with you no matter where you go, so you might as well fix the problems within yourself before you try to fix the problems in the world. No amount of effort to hide from yourself will account for a lack of vision and clarity on the matter of who you are and where you're going. You need to understand yourself better than anyone else, and when you do, then every decision in life seems much more simple. The most influential people throughout history were able to cultivate a clear vision of who they wanted to be and where they wanted to go. So why, having seen these people of extreme influence and vision, would anyone not want to have the clarity on who they are and where they're going? If you don't get clear, you'll simply end up drifting through life without purpose, and that is no way to live. I'd like to encourage you to have enough self-respect to take your future seriously, and I challenge you to become clear on who you are, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and what will truly make you happy. As you become clear, you'll find greater ease in your journey to your ideal life, because you will know that no matter what happens, you're being who you want to be, and you're heading in the direction of your goals, one step at a time. And now for another challenge for this episode. I was recently on a trip around Queensland here in Australia, and I was seeing great results in my health, seeing as I was doing intermittent fasting and working out every day. By my third week on the trip, however, I noticed that I had let go a little and I'd started snacking more. Seeing as I was snacking more, I was also spending unnecessary money, which meant that I was getting more fat and less money. So I decided to get clear. I got a piece of paper and wrote down some daily rules. These rules were: number 1, no snacks. Number 2, must exercise. Number 3, $10 food budget every day. I took this piece of paper and taped it to the dashboard in my car so that I would see it every day, and the simple act of getting clear and writing it down got me straight back on track with my health goals. So I'd like to challenge you to look at some areas of your life where you're letting yourself go. Get a sheet of paper and write out your daily rules. Place this list where you know you will see it very regularly, and work towards obeying those rules. My prediction is that once you've written down those goals and actually thought about who you want to be, your life will become a lot more simple when it comes to achieving what you want to achieve. To finish this episode, I'd like to go back to that quote that I said from Seneca at the start of the podcast. Quote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." End quote. Be clear on who you want to be. Be clear on where you are going. Be clear on what you want to achieve, and be clear on why you want to achieve it. Become a student of what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. As you become clear on all of these things, I know that you'll be able to 10x your results in any area of your life, be it your relationships, your health, your career, your finances, or your study. Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate your support because I put a lot of work into putting these episodes out and I actually enjoy it a lot. And I really hope that you're getting as much value out of this as I am because I'm really learning so much in the whole process. So I know you're probably sick of me saying this, but I'd really appreciate a review on iTunes if you really are enjoying the podcast. It really does help out a lot and it helps to get this podcast out to people who would enjoy it just as much as yourself. Also, if you would like to get in contact with me, please don't hesitate to do so. You can find me on Facebook at Daily Stoic Quotes, or you can just go to my website, which is risetothegoodlife.com, and you can just send me an email via the contact page there. Also, if you do like Stoic Quotes, then definitely like the page. It's Daily Stoic Quotes, as I said, and every day I try to post a new Stoic quote that will inspire you to be living a better life. So until next time, thank you so much for listening again, and I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I really hope that it's valuable to you, and I really hope that it helps you to live a better life. If it has been valuable to you, please don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and leave a positive review. If you'd like to see more free resources, just go to my website. It's risetothegoodlife.com.